This is the separate video. Let's go for more. Yeah, it's really been 9 months. Hooray. Lol, the only person who really didn't do that much damage to society was the first character, whose name I still don't fucking remember despite me claiming I like her a lot. Gray. Also gray, there's no sky, but there's no home, there is no shore. I know somewhere there must be more. You seem to be in a good mood, Chief. An update on the dark web investigation? Yes, got the answer from CyberSec. They're sending someone over, the technician who helped during the Elysialand incident. Apparently she's a dark web expert. Sinner Moore. I remember her. She's been very active in the recent dark web related incidents. Indeed, she's the best choice when it comes to external help. The email says she's arriving early tomorrow. I'll reserve the conference room. Thank you. Actually, it's gonna be in the interrogation room, most likely, that will end up in. Another cup. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Good God. I keep forgetting that the chief is sleep deprived as all fucking hell. I wonder which the chief prefers. Monotonous work or going on life perilous missions. Is there a problem with that person? Just a suspicion. As you know, it's our job. Of course, you need not lose any sleep over it. Just do what you're supposed to do. With the timekeeping. Sorry, the cybersecurity center just sent a message. Moore is still on her way, and it'll take a while. Okay. Jesus Christ. Refill? No, I'm good. Only 4. Godot has a rule where he drinks 37. You guys are still here. Is this meeting over? What the fuck? Faye has a fucking image! Not yet. We're still waiting for someone. I have a meeting with the boss of the logistics department here in the afternoon, though. I'll call CyberSec. Maybe something happened on the way. If that's the case, let's postpone today's... Chief, a cab just dropped outside downstairs. It's the... I am terribly sorry. This is Moore. I'm really sorry, Chief. I'm late. I was supposed to take the company shuttle here this morning, but I worked till late last night. When I got home in the morning, I thought I'd take a short nap, but I ended up sleeping like a log. Great. Shall we begin the meeting now? Chief, the conference rooms are fully booked for the afternoon. Is that a vacant room over there? I knew Act 1 would be the interrogation room, but I never expected this is how it would. This is the setup for it. The interrogation room is right next to the conference hall? What kind of stupid layout is this bureau? Also, Real World is the OST that's playing right now. I hardly find it fitting. I feel kind of sleepy again. Wish I could catch up on some sleep. You son of a... Oh, for me? Thanks. Wow, it smells so good. It's unlike anything I've had before. Feel more awake. Oh dear, I totally passed out. Not only did I almost miss the important meeting, but I almost dozed off in the interrogation room. How embarrassing. 4.5, probably more than that. If this were me, I would be fucking furious. Anyway, now that you're awake, let's begin our discussion. Alright, I almost forgot. All the information I could find about the dark web is in here. This is my workstation. A high-end configuration made out of 15 interlinked superchips and a portable server. It's highly reliable for data processing and is an information security base. God, what's going on with over there, the neighbors? I've never seen anyone else use something like this. Is this your special ability? No, I modified it myself. My Sinner ability is even more complex than this and frankly quite obscure. I don't get to use it often. So, how did you become a sinner? This feels off topic. I'm afraid that Chief here is being unprofessional right now. Hey, it's fucking Enfer's song playing. No, not Enfer. What's her name? Adela. Well, it's because of the dark web. The dark web. I recall CyberSec has installed anti-digitized mania equipment since long ago. Not this year. I started investigating the dark web back in NF112. The dark web's been around for that long? Yeah, there were many reasons. For one, as a technician, the dark web was simply too interesting to pass on. Curiosity killed the cat. It's a challenging opponent. Yet it also encompasses a vast amount of information that ordinary people could never access in their lifetime. But its crimes, secrets, or the true nature of the world. It seems everything is hidden within. I kept on researching ever since then, and by the time I realized it, my body had already been affected. I was running a high fever and passed out for several days. When I woke up, I was already a sinner. So you were one of the earliest victims suffering from dark web syndrome. Yes, the Ring Research Institute even reached out to me. I was involved in defining dark web syndrome. Like CyberSec was right to send you then. Yeah, I'm fairly confident in my professional field. Wow, arrogant. You probably can't say the same things outside your professional field. And barely self-aware. So who takes care of you in your daily life? Are your family around? Family? Strictly speaking, no. My parents left after I finished elementary school. Left? Why? It's been so... Fuck. I accidentally skipped. That wasn't my mouse. Alright, I've compiled all the existing dark web data. The attachment is too large to send via email. Should I just upload it to your bureau server? Thank you. On second thought, before transferring the data, there's one more thing I'd like to confirm with you. What is it? As I mentioned earlier, the dark web can spread digitalized mania through the internet. In this era, the internet is already omnipresent and irreplaceable. It's been even during your era, I'd imagine. Which means the dark web lurks around everyone. Everyone caught in the network is subject to its surveillance. Any threat can be its target for attack. It's not like no one tried to dig into the dark web in the past. It's just that most of them ended up dead. The reaction is completely justified. After all, the dark web's moves are very sneaky. A device you use every day suddenly turns into a bomb that blows your head up. Something begins to sound off in the radio program you listen to all the time, driving you insane to the point of suicide. There was even someone who locked himself in a room without internet only to be found roasted alive to death the next day. The dark web had taken control of the house's ventilation, turning the room into a massive oven. Are you really ready to face it? Yeah. CyberSec's control over the dark web is only temporary. I've never thought this is enough. But I want us to uproot this tumor. We can't let it continue to... Hey, Nightingale? Nightingale! Looks like we're already under attack. Don't be afraid. Leave it to me. Now this is when the music plays, baby. You know shit's about to get real whenever this song's up. And we're straight to Act 3. Great, she's your typical fucking hacker. The only difference is that she's a girl instead. Which, I mean, I guess props to her for that. The hacker archetype is usually a guy. Not to be misogynistic, I'm just saying it how it is. Unfortunately, she's just as boring. Male or female. She could be trans for all I care, and I would barely bat an eye. Being trans is not a character feature. 14 hackers were involved in the attack. I've already pinpointed their exact coordinates and taken control of their devices. They're just a ragtag group. The culprit isn't among them. So what do you think? Should we capture them or just kill them? Excuse me? Killing is out of the question. First of all, killing is bad, and second of all, dead men would be very bad for investigations. Are you actually dumb? You may have all of the book smarts regarding the fucking shit, but you clearly lack any logic. Send the coordinates to the operatives and let them handle them. Also, what the fuck? Why did we suddenly get attacked? Those 14 people sure are very bold. Okay. Oh, by the way, the data battle exposed 163 security vulnerabilities in the MBCC. I patched them all up for you and given the firewall the latest update. Are you fucking kidding me? We're running on outdated firmware and that's why we were hacked. That's hilarious. Then I'll be off to prepare for tackling the dark web. See you, Chief! You're joking, right? That was the entire thing? Yep, I know exactly what's going on through that guy's mind as well. I definitely nodded back. Our data defense system was attacked by multiple unknown data streams. They tampered with the Bureau's central permissions and issued illegal overload commands to the Energy Core. The rest was as you saw. Sinner Moore took over the defense and resolved the attack in 1 minute and 15 seconds. Thanks to her prompt response, the Bureau didn't suffer any actual damage. And she did that all for free? 10 minutes ago, operatives were deployed to the coordinates she provided. So far, 5 hackers involved in the attack have been captured. Captured, yes. Does her tech department really fall that much behind Moore? I think it's more safe to say that she's ahead of the curve, not that everyone is behind. She's the type of person I really love to punch. Ugh. And I already had plenty of reasons to want to punch her before this. She's demonstrated overwhelming technical prowess in the realm of digital security. Few in this city can match her, if any. Which means Moore is indeed suited for this important job. Let's keep our eyes peeled and find out whose side she's really on with this operation. That way we'll have something for the 9th Agency. So it appears this interrogation is taking place before the events of the event, which honestly, the fact that this is only made available long after the event's story has already concluded is really bad. First of all, we were acting like we were only getting introduced to her in the story, in the event as well. I mean, timeline discrepancies are fine. You can tell your story off with your prequels and sequels as long as the information revealed provides for a compelling narrative as you go through them. Because telling a story isn't like isn't like fucking retelling a history. It's about showcasing something in an interesting way. That's storytelling. Everything else is secondary over presentation. Right, Paradisos is involved too. Holy shit, this is fucking boring. Good morning, Chief. Good morning. You didn't oversleep today. I know what you're thinking. Don't worry, I got 3 full hours of sleep last night. I even had 4 cups of coffee this morning. I'm full of energy now and ready to go anytime. You know, I'm willing to bet the Chief's sleep schedule is practically the exact same. And let's begin. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to the MPVC for the special meeting on the investigation of the dark web. The purpose of this meeting is to mobilize and instruct all departments to participate in a series of upcoming operations targeting the dark web. But first, we need to have a clear understanding of the threat posed. Oh my god, I'm literally watching the chief do a presentation right now. You know what this reminds me of right now? This entire interrogation sequence so far? This feels like the writing feels exactly like Genshin Impact's writing. Oh my god. Which is to say it's fucking slow and bad and tedious and filled to the brim with filler. Only this time I feel like the filler is even more pronounced and worse. Like, at least with Genshin, every word people speak feels like they're advancing the plot in some way. Here, sometimes words just don't mean anything. To this end, the MVCC has invited Moore, the technical expert from the Nirvana Cybersecurity Center, to give you a presentation. Oh my god, it's literally a presentation. Oh my god. Hello everyone, this is Moore. First, we need to understand the definition of the dark web. This is gonna be so fucking boring. I have read scenes that are literally just workplace environment comedy and workplace environment drama, and they can be interesting. This is stupid. Oh my god, it's a literal presentation. What is this bullshit? I don't want to fucking voice act anymore. Oh, look at all this lore. Isn't that interesting? Ah! And it's literally being handed to us in a presentation. Wow! This isn't subtly bad writing. This is objectively bad writing. If you are going to just show a presentation in fictional media, you have no choice but to go all out and make it as fucking entertaining as possible. This is literally just a visual point presentation. I mean, props to Moore and Chief. They're not just reading out the text that they put in. That's more than most people are doing. Hold on, I have a question. His name is Simpson. That was a fucking non sequitur and a half. You didn't answer his question, but you did pique everyone's interest. So, I mean, mission succeeded badly, failurely. Well, I'd imagine we'd want to just destroy their HQ. Period. It is really nice, though. I'll give this interrogation this. I don't want to be a downer all the time. Like I said, healthy, positive mindset is good. Although in my case, I'm toxically positive at this point. I'm very much just averse to being to any form of negativity, which is why I stay out of politics. Although I feel I am wholly justified in wanting to stay out of politics, man. But anyway, yeah, Chief and Moore doing a presentation. It's nice to see. It's nice to finally peer into Chief's life as an actual office worker, which is a very easy thing to forget. To I imagine. The amount of cups of coffee she has, and the fact that the Nightingale apparently does it on a regular basis to the point where it's habitual to both Nightingale and the Chief. The Chief for sure, but definitely for Nightingale as well. That's nice. That's good, solid world building. Unfortunately, understandably, they haven't done this, and now they're deciding to do it, and it's reasonably very boring. How productive. See ya. Great. Zalak. Never heard that before. Cool. I was an assassination attempt against me. It's alright, that kind of shit's disposable for me. Because I'm fucking stupid about them. But hey, character development. I'm pretty sure by the at the end of all 4 of these events, the Chief should be way smarter about her devices now. Wow, there's no privacy for anyone with her. Scary. Another reason for me to punch her. I mean, it's technically saving lives right now, don't get me wrong, but I would rather die than have my privacy destroyed. Even though I don't care about having any of my secrets leaked. Just the fact that just the fact that someone is capable and willing warrants hatred for me personally. It isn't about whether or not you have secrets you want to keep. It's about the fact that people are capable and willing and are going to pry information out of you. That shit should not be tolerated. Just because you yourself can. You know how we lock our door just for the slim chance, but more accurately, it's honestly just ceremonial. A locked door isn't gonna stop a thief if they already want to steal something from you. Yeah, and I have a fucking crack theory, tinfoil hat time bullshit, but she's probably intentionally doing shit, manipulating something. She not malicious, but she's definitely ensuring she can show off. Just like what happened with Simpson. She's doing it on purpose. Like, for example, she didn't oversleep, but rather she waited intentionally because she knew ahead of time, she already knew ahead of time someone was gonna be attacking. So she wanted to ensure she'd be in the meeting with the chief by the time the hackers would do their attack so that she can save them in the 11th hour and look really good, you know? Just one possibility, and I'm willing to bet it is true, even if the method she used I might have guessed incorrectly. I mean, we know for a fact she works for the underground by now. Follow you? Ah, great. I'm guessing even this is social engineering at work for her. Yeah, I had this vague hope that I might end up liking more at the end. We're halfway through now, And I'm only finding more and more reasons to hate her still. Some characters are just irredeemable for me. Irredeemable in the writing sense, obviously. I'd like to clarify. For example, I very much enjoy Omni-Man as a character. Great villain. I do not hate more because I know she has the role of a villain. I could hate the protagonist of a character just as much, you know? Some crazy lady. Obviously, I'm aware bias is at work here. I'm more willing to assume the worst with more just due to the fact that I hate her. But she could very well be genuine. Here's the thing though. I think it's in the best interest of the writers to make her not genuine. Because that would make her an interesting character. Right now, she just feels like a fucking Mary Sue. I know at this point that's just a buzzword that doesn't mean anything anymore. And I hate that. I love throwing out buzzwords. She reminds me of Eve. Alright, so the glasses are indeed not fake. So, why the fuck do you wear them on the shower? Come on. Yeah, I imagine that's also self-inflicted. Low blood sugar. Ugh. What does that say about me? I barely do anything and I'm always stressed out. You look a little fat, personally. But, don't tell her I said that out loud. It was the dark web. Wow, what a fucking meat. We've heard enough of your sob story. It feels so weird though. Again, I mean, we did go to the interrogation room and stuff, but she isn't even shackled with us. And she won't be by the end. We know that to be a fact. How does she end up in the bureau? You got it. Fuck. I think we should be good now. Yeah, here's the thing with the sob story. I straight up just don't buy it. She doesn't seem like the type of girl who actually possesses empathy. In fact, her sob story indicates she's very much antisocial. Nah, I have her psychological profile down pat at this point. There is no redemption for her. Her evil is without consequence, and that's the worst kind of villain you could be writing. A villain whose actions achieve nothing, affect no one, or is it punished in any capacity. If your villain is able to do at least one of those, bonus points if you can do all of them, you have written a good villain. Those are the three key factors for a villain. Although, I mean, those statements are too generic. They could technically be applied to heroes as well. Though I'd argue a well-written hero story would not have the latter. Their actions will not be recognized. I actually believe Araki's words regarding in terms of writing a hero. Heroes are these silent things that do the right thing because it's right and for no other reason. Those kinds of heroes are very interesting for me to read. The truth hurts, but it's important if you want to move on. That's an important part of therapy. Accepting the things that we don't want to accept. It's not that refusing the truth is easy. It can sometimes even be hard. Refusing the truth is always the worst choice, though. And sometimes we need a little help into realizing that. Did I really enter the wrong career here? Maybe I should have stuck to my dream of being a writer. With how I am, maybe I should have pursued psychological sciences. Since I find them so incredibly interesting, apparently. Alright, we're almost done here. Let's hope the internet can pull through. So she is being genuine. I hate that. Not that I want her to be a villain, I'm fine with her being a hero. Just maybe with dubious means on achieving it. But what she is now is an inconsistent character. And an inconsistent character is a blatant and terrible sin to be committing as a writer. Nobody likes inconsistent characters. I'm not talking about characters with like clear psychological illnesses like the Joker. I meant when a character is written one way but is also written another way. Uh, and that's not always the fault of a bad writer. Sometimes it could be the fault of multiple good writers, you know? Production cycle, etc., etc. When there are deadlines to meet and there's lots of staff, different episodes are sometimes handled by multiple people, and sometimes communication between them are very limited. As a result, uh, those individual writers, no matter how good, will always end up eventually having conflicting interpretations of the characters and will thus write them differently at some point in time. Uh, Character I'm thinking of specifically here that always stands out to me is Man of Action's Benjamin Tennyson from Ben 10. He's written consistently enough during the early days, but when he starts sporting that green outfit, he became a lot more inconsistently written, in my opinion. A lot of, omniverse, not omniverse. A lot of that era of Ben 10 is very inconsistent, in my opinion. Because there's a lot of writers' work. Because it's a big thing. Ben 10 at that point was like a big franchise, and they really just wanted to make sure they could pump out as much of the series as possible with whatever means possible. Not to say it was bad or that Ben himself is a poorly written character. Yes, it's all inconsistent, but like they all still contribute to a coherent plot, and his character is still coherent. But it is a misgiving of that era of Ben 10. I don't know why I suddenly got on a tangent talking about I've just been going on tangents because if I didn't, I would go insane just reading through all of this right now. Because again, it's all very boring, and I barely found it interesting. Otherwise, I would have been silent now, like I usually am for these interrogations. Instead, I'm trying to mask my frustration through tangents. Who the fuck is this question mark? Oh boy. Alright, now we're getting into something interesting. We did some digging. Again, why did it take us this long? Bingo! Got right into the heart of things. Let's go. Yeah, big surprise. She's antisocial. At least, at least she's finally being held accountable for it for the first time, and it only took Act 4 of the interrogation. Being smart is never going to be a flaw, and anyone dying because of it is never going to be a bad thing. It's only the people who take advantage of the predictability of a genius that should be to blame. Nope. What? Alright, fine. Honestly, that makes things a lot simpler. Signed. She, our sister. Well. Ah, yep, she's a creation of the underground. She's an artificial being. She's one of us. One of me. She's like me! Dark magic. For all the sci-fi this game has, it's very easy to forget that Sinner abilities in general are literal magic in this universe. And all the sci-fi bullshit are our attempts to contain the chaotic black magic. I hope that means we evacuated everyone necessary before this then. Oh, and we're in the aftermath of the event now. So I guess this canonically takes place before Zero's interrogation? I mean, we obviously, but... Ugh. And she got away with everything too. That's the worst. Oh great, the underground. Three plants! Wow, how evil mastermind can they get? Man, I hate the underground. I know since Path to Nowhere's planned to be a long franchise that'll last for a long time. And there's nothing we can really do about that. But they're boring just due to the fact that their presence and the way they do things, and the fact that they're gonna be held unaccountable for a very, very long time, potentially indefinitely. Because again, it's in the best interest of Ice Note to keep the story going for as long as possible. But, I'm willing to tolerate Snezhnaya and all the bullshit they're doing because I know we're gonna go to the cryo region eventually. And they will hopefully be held accountable in some way eventually. But right now, with the way Path to Nowhere story went, with the first season ending the way it did, I'm not so sure of the underground. The underground is probably gonna maintain their power in the story for a very long time. Which is very, oh great, there's overgrounders, great. Lore. Their theme is cool though. Wow. Pestilence. Hey, that's what the sinners are called. Great, that's important lore tied to an interrogation. At least it's not limited time, unlike Shalom. Zero herself's interrogation and her entire story in general apparently doesn't have much true impact on quote-unquote true fate. Ah, fucking hell, this song kicks so much ass. Yeah, Shalom more got away. Wow, Freudian slip there. Shalom and Moore are the same character for me. How the hell did she end up in Arbira? She's more human than she's willing to admit. A weakness. Now that is interesting. Overpowered villains. In order to make one interesting. Same could be said for heroes, I suppose. Just overpowered characters in general is having a weakness. For example, the famous trope of the vampire being weak to the sun. It's great. The Achilles heel. It allows for stories of outsmarting rather than overpowering. David versus Goliath stories. When I first read that story as a kid, it became an instant favorite for me. When we had to read it out for a school project presentation bullshit. Nope. Moore's destiny from birth has been fucking determined. Anyway, that was fucking atrocious, and I hated it. Thoughts on the interrogation? I know whenever I say that I hate something, whenever I talk about bad things on something, it's because I like it. This time, I'm genuinely just hateful about all of this. So, here's a fun thing about interrogations for me. It's the fact that they're very unpredictable. Like, with Zero and Rise's interrogation going the direction they went was surprising for me, unexpected, and I enjoyed it thoroughly as a result. Because an interrogation is a great way to characterize. So it also means it's a great way to break it's a great opportunity to break expectations. Like Ignis, when I first saw her, and I saw her like this for the longest time, I just didn't find her all that interesting. She just seemed like another one of those boring sinners that's just mad. But it turns out her demeanor is a facade. And that got me to finally try out her interrogation when I saw her characterization in Lady Pearl's event, and I was in love. I enjoyed it thoroughly. Moore's Interrogation was predictable and stale and boring. Couple that with the fact that we literally just had to sit through Interrogation 2. Phase 2 was literally just a fucking presentation. Us reading through a presentation. Like, good fucking god. It has some good moments. I think Phase 3 is the weakest. But Phase 2 and 4 are the best. Phase 2 is great because it shows the chief in her daily routine, which is always good, which is a good treat to see because I don't think we've ever seen it, at least not too much. It's never been the core focus of any scene. Just glance over like a few lines mentioning that she lacks sleep, or that she has a lot of documents she needs to sign and stuff. But here we get to see her actually doing that work, and that she goes through 4 cups of coffee. But Phase 3, where it's just more sub-story, was the most boring. Yeah, the Interrogation was the most boring when more was the core focus of the story. That's how you know it was bad. The only time where she was the core focus wasn't bad was in the final scene, where things finally came to a head. And that was the most interesting, because then we finally got to the root of things. We finally got into the meat of things, rather than faffing about worthlessly for a twist we were all expecting and just really wanted to happen already. And when we finally got to it, well, let's just say it wasn't as exciting as Dobby's dance from My Hero Academia. I am done.